We never had nothing to call our own before. We didn't know what it meant to protect it, but now we do. We really do.
Forgive us, Sir Wade. You and your people saved us, and still we doubted you. But there's no doubt in my mind anymore. We're free men now, so we have to start acting like it. We have to fight to protect what's ours, to protect Eastpool.
And we shall. We all shall. Together. This is our home. And if anyone or anything tries to take it away,
they'll have us to answer to.
Come on then. Let's get to work.
This village isn't gonna rebuild itself.
They're not slaves anymore.
No. They're Rosarians. Your father took pity on the bearer's plight, and I believe if he were still with us today, this is what he would have wanted.
I believe you might be right.
I shall remain here, my lord, and do what I can to help rebuild the village. After all, this is my home now too. And I could hardly call myself an Eastpoolian if I didn't pull my weight.
I think you'll find it's Eastpudlian, Sir Wade. But you should be proud all the same. I'll have to pull my weight too. Can't have the rest getting outclassed. Speaking of which, I ought to be getting back.
Can we continue to count on your support, Martha?
Of course, and I'll be counting on yours too. Us Rosarians have got to stick together, haven't we?
Indeed we have.
And Clive, come by the Golden Stables when you get the chance. I ain't paid you for delivering them seeds yet.
All right.
Lord Rossfield, do you remember our very first mission together, clearing the goblins from the Stillwind marshes?
How could I forget?
There's one sight that I shall never forget. Since that day, there have been more than a few times when I felt like giving up, when the odds seemed so stacked in the enemy's favor. I thought I may as well just lay down my sword and surrender. But every time, I would think back to the look in your eyes that day and remember what it means to be a shield. Know that whatever trials Eastpool may face, I shall never lose courage. Thanks to you.
So Wade, you have always been a true shield. I know that Eastpool, and indeed all of Rosaria, will be safe in your hands.
Thank you, my lord. I know the rest of the world.
I'll do my best.
Guardians of the Flame were true friends to the rest.
The hero returns. It's lucky you came by when you did, eh? Not only did my seeds get delivered, but you went and saved Eastpool and all.
I just did what I could.
And it's only right that you get rewarded for it. Take it.
Thank you, Martha.
So, Eastpool's finally back on its feet again, and a home to free bear.
Well, it was your idea.
I know that, but I never stopped to think what it would mean. Bearers in charge of themselves, thinking for themselves, though I suppose the rest ain't much different. You know, bearers living free, like loath as I am to recall that particular day.
I take it you didn't always see...
Well, if you really want to know, in fact, that's how I met. He showed up at the stables one day, asking questions about who'd been buying up bearers. Founder knows what he thought I was doing with them. Running a hunt, me. I thought he was a new constable. Thought the game was up. But somehow we both managed to work out what each other was about. And before I knew it, The cheeky arse was rattling on at me about how I was doing it all wrong. After all my hard work. Told me I was giving them relief, but not freedom. That my bearers were still dying as slaves. Got right under my skin, it did. And do you know what he did? And then I did the same. We made a pact.
And you were?
Well, we both wanted the same thing. To make life better for bearers. Just like your dad. Do you know I was born right around the time Elwyn became Archduke? Growing, he certainly didn't lack for ambition, that...
Indeed. But the loftier one's ambitions, which is why those of us who follow in their footsteps need to finish what people like Cid and my father started.
Suppose you're right, aye. And if we don't manage it, good thing we've got a few half-decent swords. It's almost enough to give you a little bit of hope.
Just a little.
Anyway, enough, better get back to work. The least the folks who saved Eastpool deserve is a hot meal.
That sounds like a wonderful idea.
Clive, we weren't expecting you.
I wasn't expecting to be here, but it seems we still owe you a considerable amount of coin for your help with our rebuilding efforts. And though I doubt it's what you were expecting, we were hoping you'd take this as payment.
A star ruby? I can't accept this. It's worth at least twice what you owe me. More if you can find yourself the right buyer.
Think of the difference as interest.
Interest? If word got out I charged that much, no one would ever borrow from me again. Anyway, why are you the one here asking me about this? I'd have expected Otto. Bit much sending the Lord Marquis out to settle your debts, isn't it? The old goat working himself to death again?
Something like that. Most days I think he's the only reason the hideaway's still standing.
Same as always, eh? Back when the place was nothing but a twinkle in the eye of a recently retired Lord Commander, word is he was the first one Cid reached out to. Probably knew that without his strong arm and level head, the idea would never get off the ground. Cid may have been the face of the hideaway, but Otto's always been the backbone. And when Cid passed away, we were all worried that would be the end of it. That Otto would just give up.
His death was hard on everyone. But it must have hit Otto hardest of all.
But he didn't give up, did he? Quite the opposite, in fact. If I recall, he was the one who nominated you as Cid's replacement, and rallied the rest around you. I reckon what he saw in Cid, he saw in you too. And don't we all? Doesn't hurt that you're half as stubborn and twice as handsome, neither. That, and you keep good company.
I suppose I do.
The garrison is threatening to pull their sentries from the markets if we don't...
I would speak with this Duke about...
Saw the captain just now.
Your town needs you.
Milady, I come bearing gifts.
Gift? Oh my.
Otto asked me to give it to you. To settle the hideaway's debt with the Veil. And to...
I thought you might finally be warming to me. Tell Otto he can keep his baubles. The man owes me nothing. My contribution to the restoration effort was made freely.
You once told me Cid did you a kindness. I'd like to do the same. And for Otto's. For...
Otto is... I doubt anything could ever replace his son.
Otto had a son.
Long ago. Yes, and blamed himself for not... I don't know how it happened. Whether there was anything...
I didn't know.
How could you have? Besides Sid, I've never met a man more an ill habit. Given that both have always been surrounded by friends.
Gob will want to know the stones were delivered.
I suppose you've got quite the tale to tell. I'll let you get some.
This is it, Clive. Sid ran from Stone here to check.
Good. So Lady Karen accepted the ruby.
Ah, about that. I tried my best, but she was just too stubborn to take it. She threw it right back in my face, in fact, and told me I could stick my stupid stone where the sun don't shine.
Karen refused payment.
I hope it wasn't something I said.
I'm sure you were as tactful as ever.
Oh.
Lady Karen, Goad tells me you weren't happy with our offer. Would you prefer the debt was repaid in coin?
What debt? I don't recall lending any of you lot me hard-earned gil. I may have tossed a talent or two in the Hideaway's coffers, but those were donations, and you can hardly call it charity if you go asking for it back.
Of course not. But one good turn deserves another, and our circumstances have changed. Surely you wouldn't shun the gratitude of a pauper who happened to have become a prince.
Oh, so you're a prince now, are you? Fine. But I'm selling it and taking what I'm owed, then you're getting the rest whether you like it or not. Where'd you even get this? A decent trader might nab 1,000 talents for a star ruby. A canny one, meanwhile, might claim it were nicked from the belt of Sid the Outlaw himself and ask twice as much. Might be I already have a buyer in mind. Might be you even know her. A fine continental maid whose beauty's only eclipsed by a guile in commerce. You wouldn't mind, would you?
Not at all. Just be sure to tell her that it's always a pleasure doing business.
I hear you ended up delivering all 3 stones. Thanks to this lump. I sometimes wonder what I'd pay you for.
Speaking of which, I still haven't been paid last month's wages.
Oh, so you remember what's owed to you then? Get your ass behind that disc of yours and don't get up before those ledgers are square.
Right away.
I've seen that before.
Yeah. Plenty of times. It was the only goblet Sid ever used, either out of habit, or because the filthy sod couldn't be bothered to find a clean one.
I knew so little about him.
Like most people.
Martha and the Dame both seem to have fond memories of him.
I bet they do.
How long did you know Sid before he...
Before he died? 20 summers, give or take. Back in the day, I was a purser on a trade ship. which is where I met him. He bought passage to... I forget where. But having nothing better to do on the long nights, we sat up drinking Island rum till the morning bell dragged me back to my duties. Quit my post not long after that. But me and Sid stayed close. There was... the magic woke inside my sons, and there was no hiding his...
Couldn't you and your...
My family wanted the monster. I couldn't turn my back on him, and I couldn't for the life of me. Luckily, it was him who stood beside me when... him who cried him. And he was true to his word, too. Threw away everything he had. I knew then. He was always too clever for his own good, was Sid. Saw the world for what it really was, while the rest of us were content to go along with the lie we were shown. And it can't have been easy, bearing that burden alone. But he didn't let it stop him. He never lost faith in what he believed was right. And that gave us faith in him. Faith he'd steer us true. So I swore to myself that I'd always be right behind him, ready to catch the stubborn sod, if ever he should fall. But I couldn't even do that. Ignore me. Just the ramblings of a tired old man. Leave that lot. I'll tidy it up in a bit.
This is Sid's handwriting. Dear Otto.
I may be drunk, but I wanted you to know this place would be fucked without you. Love you, you grumpy old sod.
This note.
Hmm? What about it?
Sid was right. Without you, we'd all be lost.
He should have bloody well said so then. Just once. Before he went. But then, why would he? Him, or anyone. I'd only have told him to piss off. You're wrong, though. Both of you. It was never just me keeping the hideaway afloat. It was all of us. I just shoved people in the right direction. I barely seem to be able to do that anymore.
Would you rather go at the helm?
Well, maybe I've got a few more years left in me.
I'm going to hold you to that, Otto.
Before you go, Sid would have wanted you to have this.
But that's...
This'll do me just fine. Thanks for the ray of sunshine. I'll see if I can't pay you back.
Already have.
Welcome to the Patron's Whisper. Best of luck out there, Sid.
Clive! Anything catch your eye?
I'll be taking you all to a storehouse in the Bales. Leave anything you don't...
What you have. Clive, I fear that I must bid you farewell. As you know, our time grows short. The Lord Chief Justice's vultures are circling. We must strike now. Before we part, I want you to know that, though I may not always have been your most vocal ally, I trust you, as I trusted your predecessor.
Thank you. I appreciate the sentiment. And I understand more than anyone how you feel. But is revenge really the answer?
It is the one I found. And it is all that I have lived for since that day.
But what of Lostwing? Everything you've built.
I built Lostwing to achieve this aim. Once it is done, the village will have served its purpose. My comrades and I are sure of our cause, and we shall fight to the last, come what may. But there are those among us who cannot fight. Children, the elderly, bearers afflicted by the curse. I would place Lostwing in their hands, if I thought it would do them any good. But a village home only to the frail and the infirm is not likely to stay a safe haven for long. And so, Clive, I find myself turning to you once more. Will you take them to your hideaway, that they might live even should Lostwing die?
I will.
Thank you. I will not have it said that I did not see to the well-being of those who rallied to my cause. The people I speak of have withdrawn to Gotan's Bales, away from danger in case the Black Shields strike.
Understood. I'll make sure they get to the hideaway safely.
Then the last of my preparations are complete. Fare you well, Clive. And may Griga guide us. All of us.
Come then, brother. We are awaited in Gotan's Bales.
Everyone. Quinton has asked that you come with me. He can no longer guarantee your protection, but I can. There's a safe place I can take you to.
Well, if that's what the Master thinks best. Sid, none of us would be standing here today if it weren't for Master Quinton. We owe him our lives. So we ain't about to start telling him what he should do with his. If he's saying we ain't safe in Lost Wing no more, it's 'cause he ain't coming back. And if that's what has to happen, then so be it. I only hope he can see this through to the end. That we get to see justice done.
I hope so too.
Oi! You lot! Where's everyone else? They ain't already left, have they?
They've gone with Master Quinton.
Fuck! Fuck! Fuck!
What's wrong?
I've just come from the Justice's manor. We have to get Quinton to call off the attack. It ain't just the Black Shields protecting the place. He's got a guard dog and all. A fucking monster. They don't stand a chance against that thing. If I don't get the message to them, they're all gonna fucking die.
No. We can't let this happen. Sid! Don't worry about us. You've got to catch up with him. We can't let Quinton die before that bastard does.
All right. I'll do what I can. Where is this manor?
It's way over to the east, through the woods. Heaven Hall, he calls it.
Promise us, Sid. Promise us you'll do what you can.
Let darkness fall!
Brother, look. No. Don't tell me we're too late. Quinton, are you all right?
No. But I am alive. Which is more than I can say for my comrades. They followed me without question all the way here. And they died. For nothing.
This must be the guard dog. Quinton. I'll hold it off. You go.
But...
your comrades didn't die for nothing. They died for you. Don't let their sacrifice be in vain.
I won't.
Come on, then.
That is no mere guard dog.
No. Just a rabid beast that needs to be put down.
over!
If only we'd arrived earlier. Is it over?
It is. He wept and begged for mercy. And I cut him from ear to ear, just as I dreamed of doing all these years. All my plans, building a haven in Lostwing, freeing bearers from their chains and recruiting them to my cause. It was all for this. But what is this? Justice? My faithful comrades. All those lives lost, so that I might take another.
Quentin.
Master Quinton! Oh, thank Grieger you're safe.
You're alive.
And so are you. I'm so sorry. I tried to warn you about that thing. And I hate to say it, but there's more bad news. It's Lostwing. It's been flooded.
What? Lostwing. My Lostwing.
And look who's here.
They must have stolen in after we left, just before the flood struck. What if there are still people in there?
Don't be a fool!
Damn it.
Quinton's not going to last long in there. Let me finish this quickly. It's over! Fire and flame! It's over! I need to find Quentin. Quentin! Quentin! Look at me! Thank the Founder. He hasn't turned. I'm going to get you out of here.
Welcome back to the land of the living.
Is Lostwing?
The flood has filled the valley.
I see. Then all is at an end. A strange way to achieve one's life's ambition.
No, Master Quentin. Save your strength.
Why? All that I strove for is gone. Only emptiness remains. I have nothing left to live for.
What the heck are you on about? You've got us, ain't you? Don't try telling me you only freed us so you could get revenge. We're more than that to you, and we all know it.
I thought you weren't coming back. But I prayed, and you did. There's got to be a reason for that, right? Can't we just go back to how it was? You know, you looking after us all.
Your work ain't over yet, Master Quentin. We believed that you were the right man to lead us, and we still do.
Your village may be lost, but it seems your people aren't, so long as you remain to guide them.
But why? After what why would anyone follow me?
'Cause we're family, aren't we?
Family?
Yeah, and all our comrades who went with you, they felt the same. Lostwing weren't just a village. It was all of us.
It was. And as long as we're still here, it is too.
We can start again. Build a new Lostwing, right here in the Bales.
A fresh start. One life ends, and another begins. Why just a village? We could build towns. A nation, even. What's to stop us?
That's the Master Quentin we know.
Please. I am nobody's master. Quentin will suffice. After all, we are family. Permit me to withdraw my request. I will no longer be needing your help in...
I'll pretend you...
But you must be rewarded for your effort.
A bottle or two of your finest Redles.
Of course. And I have a feeling, if you don't mind...
I look forward.
If we're going to do this, we'll...
Clive, your timing is impeccable. It just so happens that right at this very moment, we're in need of someone with your talents.
And what talents would those be?
Why, your fearlessness, and your skill with a blade.
I'm listening.
Well, as I'm sure you're aware, when these dark skies swept over the Republic, so too did a wave of chaos and confusion. Randalar has been particularly badly affected. Many of the capital's bearers have lost their masters, or taken the opportunity to flee them. None remain free for long, of course. Most find themselves under the protection of the Fist before they get far. But the army too is in disarray, and finds itself unable to provide for its new charges. Which means it has been looking to sell.
And you've been looking to buy, to make sure these masterless bearers remain that way.
Precisely. It's the perfect opportunity to free dozens more, and for an attractive price, no less.
So where does my skill with a blade come in?
Though we may have the funds to buy these bearers, we have nowhere to house them. So we've been searching for a place where they can be resettled. Somewhere far from the prying eyes of those who would see them enslaved once more. And we believe we have found one. Cashlock. A small hamlet hidden in a canyon. The place was abandoned a long time ago, but when the men moved out, the beasts moved in.
And so we seek the aid of a fearless swordsman to encourage them to look elsewhere. You'll help, won't you?
How could I refuse?
Excellent. Theo, if you wouldn't mind making arrangements for the transportation of our guests, as we discussed.
Of course. Leave everything with me.
Sounds like you'll have your work cut out for you.
I will. We have an entire village to stock and furnish. Residents and all. Even if I begin right now, I'll be working day and night. So I'd better get started. Try to clear the place out before the wagons roll in, won't you?
I'll do my best.
You will find a village in Chedra's Thread, past Lateney's Cleft. My man there will open the gate for you.
All right. Wish me luck.
I'm sure you won't need it.
Do you have any fresh water?
Now I just need to see about getting the... I want to know right away.
Bad news.
Good, actually. Something worth celebrating for a change. Only trouble is, the serving girl's still new to the job, so I can't leave her while I go and invite those I'd like to celebrate with.
What exactly are you celebrating, if you don't mind me asking?
I've come by a particularly fine bottle of red. A Gotan 66, no less. Gotan Rouge is the only good thing to have ever come out of the Empire. And most wouldn't part with a 66 if you held a knife to their throats.
So I've heard.
Oh, so you know of it then? Clearly you're a gentleman of taste. A gentleman who might sympathize with my predicament, perhaps? Would you pass the good news to a few friends of mine? I'll give you a little something for your time, of course.
Sounds simple enough.
So you'll do it. You won't need to go far. Ulf is Aldrich the Porter, three of the finest fellows in Bocklad, if you ask me. Stop by again when you let them know.
I'll be right back.
How's this wine turned?
I've been asked to find Aldrich, the porter. I don't suppose that's you, is it?
That's me right enough.
The innkeeper sent me. He said there's a cup of Gotan 66 with your name on it when you're done for the day.
A 66? Bugger me. If he's just got hold of it now, it must have been in the crate.
From the Empire to Bocklad.
Such is the porter's lot. There's not a patch of storm these... It's Oriflamme one day. The farther you're willing to go, the fatter the purse. I'd say I've done enough for today to...
I see you've been of some assistance to Eloise.
Perhaps.
Finding someone. You see, I've been having trouble with thieves. I was griping about my lot to a friend of mine a few days back, and now Joseph's a sellsword, and a good one at that.
Any idea where his search for
The old Zemeckis Road, perhaps? Joseph's lived a hard life. Made him grey long before his time.
I can't imagine there are too many grey-haired sellswords around.
I wouldn't give for
When are they gonna let us through?
What do you want?
Just information.
Now you mention it...
Which way did he go?
I buggered off down the road,
Pardon me, but would you happen to be... That well-notched steel and impressive physique, might you be convinced to offer me the...
How exactly do you intend to use them?
Well, being something... And I require a rugged companion. Should you accept, you will not only earn yourself material wealth, well...
My arms are yours.
Wonderful!
But where are we going?
Along the old Zemeckis... Quickly!
Wait. Good luck with your ne'er-do-wells. Better make sure he doesn't get himself killed.
What's happened? Can't the gate.
Please.
A piece of fruit.
Are you Milan, the butcher?
That's me. What can I do for you?
The innkeeper's just had a special delivery. He thought you might like to join him for a cup of wine after you pack up for the day.
He knows me only too well. And I've got a ham here that will go handsomely with a nice drop.
Wine and ham to spare. Barclad clearly isn't suffering then.
Comes with being the place everyone has to pass through to get to everywhere else. Those who travel the Crystal Road bring all manner of goods with them. We get meat from San Brec, herbs from Rosaria. Why, sometimes we even see curiosities from across the Narrow. Or rather we did, till not so long ago. These are lean times, and even Barclad isn't the bustling trading post it once was. Still, there's no point dwelling on it. Better to live life while you can, eh? And on that note, it sounds like there's a cup of wine needing my attention.
You'll buy something, won't you? Please.
You've raised the price? Again? I showed you my past. What more do you want from me?
I'm looking for Bolek. I was told he'd be guarding the gate.
Well, you found him. You're not here to enlist, I take it?
The innkeeper sent me. He's just taken delivery of a rare vintage, a Gotan 66. He thought you might like a cup.
I've never said no to a goat hand.
You must be a busy man.
No one's making for the refugee camps anymore, meaning they linger here instead. What gets to me are the gangs that prey on the poor sods. Some days you can't help but wonder, you know what?
Well done. I wonder if the innkeeper might spare a cup of that wine.
Please, a piece of fruit.
Do you have any fresh water?
I spoke to your friends.
That's fantastic. It's been a while since... And the way I see it...
How so?
Well, I wouldn't be serving anything but... And then there's Milan, who always sends Those three are the backbone of Barclad. And without the market, I wouldn't have a sing... Everyone needs a shoulder to lean, right?
I hear you had me carrying a bot... If I'd have known, I would have sold the thing and lived like a lord.
A Gotan 60 bloodies. A bottle between the four of us might not be enough to drown our sorrows.
Here they are, the free pillars of Barclad. Sit yourselves down, gentlemen. The woes of the world may be monstrous in many, but there's nothing like a few good friends to keep the misery at bay.
Never a truer word spoken.
Do you have any fresh water?
What's happened? Can't the gate move right?
What I wouldn't give for a hot meal.
Looks like this is the end of the road for us.
When are they gonna let us through?
Why am I not surprised?
You'll hand over your coin if you know what's good for you. It's over.
Are you hurt?
Happily not, good sir. Thanks to your timely intervention. More importantly, we have arrived. Now, feast your eyes upon the marvel before us. Ruins, a relic of the fallen civilization. A sight so common that man is oft blinded to its wonder. Colossal vessels, dashed from the very heavens. Airships, we call them, with very little thought to what wonders such a word might describe. Oblige me if you would. Does anything strike you as peculiar about this particular specimen? Though we ourselves find fallen ruins to be nigh indestructible, whatever gouged the final sin from the rock cleaved clean through the structure you see before you. A tantalizing mystery, no doubt, but merely one of countless enigmas in which Zemeckis history is steeped. Come, good sir. Our expedition continues, and we still have much to learn.
He's passionate. I'll give him that.
We don't want any trouble.
Neither do I. I'm looking for someone. A grey-haired mercenary.
Well, we haven't seen him.
Yes, we have. We saw him climbing up the rocks. Those ones. Over there.
Maybe he found his thieves.
Mum won't let me near them. She said there's goblins up there, and that they eat little boys for dinner.
Shush now. You've said quite enough already.
I only told him what you said.
I'd listen to your mother if I were you. All right then. Who's first? You're finished. You're going to get yourself killed.
Oh, that would not do. That would not do at all. Not when such majesty stretches out before us. Behold, the final sin in all its glory. As Moss tells us, a battle was fought here in ancient times. A battle of such ferocity that it tore a great crater in the very land upon which it was waged. In reaching for their holy sanctum, did man enrage the gods, and great was the vengeance that was rained down upon him. Alas, the full truth of the matter is lost to time, though I live in hope that I might see it discovered. But we must not dwell upon such things. There is more yet to see. Onward! History awaits!
still in one piece?
It would seem so. Once more I am in your debt. And once more you impress me with your prowess. These were no ordinary foes, but ones we in the field call echoes. Though Moss the Chronicler concurs with the legends in attributing the fall of Zemeckis to a wrath wrought upon mankind by the gods, he offers little in the way of explanation. Could the ruins we see before us here, in all their elaborate beauty, perhaps suggest an answer? Could the construction of such miraculous edifices have been considered an encroachment upon the province of the divine? Alas, all is mere speculation. But one day, perhaps, I will learn the truth.
Not if you keep running headfirst into trouble.
You are right, of course. And not only have you plucked me repeatedly from the jaws of death, you have proven yourself a willing audience to my ramblings.
Glad to help, but didn't you say you came here to investigate something?
I fear I may have rather overstated the case on that front. In truth, a captive ear was all I really desired. You see, even my fellow scholars, and so I came upon...
That's what this was all about.
I am afraid so.
Fine.
And so, here, your reward.
What's happened? What I wouldn't give for a hot meal.
Looks like this is the end of the road for us.
When are they gonna let us through?
Good girl. Fly, Ambrosia. This won't be easy. Joseph's thieves really lugged their stolen wares all the way out here. I think we found our thieves. They don't look happy to see me. Let's get this over with.
Stop! Don't kill him, he's just protecting his home.
Joseph? So the boy was right.
I don't know you.
Your porter friend sent me to find you. She was worried you might have got yourself killed.
Have I been gone that long? It wasn't hard finding the thieves. The problem was knowing what to do with them when I did.
I take it things are more complicated than they appear.
I'd all but ruled out bandits before I even left the market. You know why that is? Because our thieves had no interest in gold or gems, or anything they couldn't eat for that matter. Add to that the rumors of goblins in the area, and the mystery practically solved itself. I soon found their cozy little homestead and all the missing food. I launched myself at them, full of righteous fury, but their leader was the only one who moved to meet me. The others, they huddled around that food, ready to die protecting it. They stole because it was that or starvation. I've been there myself, back when times were hard.
So you spared them? And earned their trust into the bargain by the look of it.
These goblins aren't native to the area. They don't know how to survive such barren lands, so I've been teaching them. And once they've learned to hunt and forage, they won't be fool enough to risk their necks in Bocklad.
I'm impressed. I didn't know goblins could be reasoned with.
Do me a favor. Let the porter know I'm safe. I'll head back to the market once my work here is done. Oh, and don't mention the goblins. I don't want people coming here brandishing pitchforks. Not now this lot have sworn off thieving.
Your secret's safe with me.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
This must have been a nice place once. And it will be again. It's over! That's all of them. Come on, Toggle. Let's head back to Boklad. Ready, go?
Yeah!
ya.
Nice try.
the hills around my home are crawling with the King's Akashic, I keep the gates closed too. Is something the matter, Theodore? Quiet.
Those are our terms. I trust that you will give them your full consideration.
I shall.
Him again.
Someone you know?
Yes, but enough about him.
It's done.
You made quick work of it.
I should go and let Ella...
Don't let me... but Clive, she'll only get up. I'll explain everything.
All right. Eloise.
Thank you, Clark. Here. Well then, now that I suppose the first thing we'll need to do is make sure...
You're still in a...
We are. A trusted colleague has been dealing with the fist. I suppose it's to be expected, but we shall...
Well...
I'm not...
Ah, Clive.
You wanted to talk?
The man I was watching he represents the Silver Peak Consortium.
I don't think I've heard of them.
Well, every trader in Dharmekia has. They operate, and they're still expanding. And judging by her reaction...
And you'd rather...
I would rather she did. And I would never deny her... Eloise saved me from slavery. But this was not the life I won't let her give up on it. She freed me, and she must be...
You're a good man.
I have always been grateful, and I want to repay the favor. But each time an opportunity to do just that arrives...
She loves you.
And I love her. Though I'm sure I'll still need...
Always.
Thank you, Clive. Well then, these that's a... Ah, Clive.
That is good news.
Yes. Our comrade in Randala, but I still have much and more to prepare. You couldn't do me a quick...
What is it this time?
Nothing like that. I just need you to go over to the caravans and find out exactly how much faster I...
All right.
Thanks, Clive.
Don't blame yourself, El. I know. No buts up.
Is something wrong?
Bonnie came to give me the talks with the Republic. They've reached an agreement with us, though prices have fallen of late. We deliberately offered above the going, but the consortium offered double what we...
And you had no opportunity?
None at all.
El? I saw
And with good reason.
But I thought we were the only ones the Fist was speaking to about the bearers. How did the Consortium even find out about this?
It's not so surprising. They have ears all over the Republic. This isn't over. The Consortium will have to sell these bearers eventually, and at the price they paid, buyers will be few and far between. I'm going to Randalar
Alone?
Are you offering to be my... How kind. Meet me at the checkpoint near the cap... You go to Cashlock, Theo, and get everything ready. We've waited. Even if I fail to free these bearers, someone needs to prepare the place and keep...
Oh, and that's... Well, it looks like I'm for meeting the Silver Peak Consortium. She'll never join them after this, surely. No, she said it herself. She means to stay with us then.
You have to trust.
You're right. And if El's off fighting for the cause, so I bid you farewell. I'll gather my men and leave for Cashlock. You go to Randalar and see if you can stop my sister biting the consortium.
I'll do my best. All right. To Randalar, then. And better not keep Eloise waiting.
Who needs a porter with it?
Joseph's fine. He certainly knows his business.
A good man to have around, that Joseph. Thank you for putting...
I wouldn't give for a hot meal.
When are they gonna let us through?
Ready, go? Time to fight. Thanks, Gal. I hope I didn't keep you waiting. Did you arrange to speak with the consortium?
Here they are now.
You wish to consult with me?
I did. It's about the bearers. We had all but finished making arrangements to buy them ourselves.
You misunderstand. The consortium, it was only our regard for you that kept us from bidding. But your hesitancy in accepting our offer to you suggested that the regard was not mutual. And so we resumed our business.
I did not hesitate. I am simply not inclined to make such decisions without first giving them due But what is done is done.
Alas, Iwatu, we rarely take on such. The bearers belonged.
Who is your buck?
A trader from a most demanding fellow. He insisted the bearers be fed, dressed. That's what you get when you do.
I wouldn't know.
Oh yes, the culture on the continent. They pay good money for bearers, not fit for the knackers yard.
That does sound... No matter then. If they've already left our shores, there's little that can be done. And with it, My
associates will be sorry to hear that.
I'm sorry you weren't able to save them.
As am I. He was right. The Silver Peak Consortium, their representative hinted at a possible... I feigned interest in joining them in the hope he might be in... As soon as he left, I sent...
So you...
No. I entertained the but I was a fool to think they wouldn't find out.
You tried.
I did. They deserve... I wanted so bad.
Eloise!
Word from Cashlock. A pack of beasts have come down from the mountains. Theo and the others are trying to hold them off as best they need help.
Theo.
I'll go on.
Thank you. I'll gather...
Hold on, Theo. Where's Theodore?
Upriver!
He led the dragon that way to keep it from the village.
But we just have to pray...
I can do better than that. Run like the wind. All right. Where are you, Theo? Damn it. The ether's too thick. These creatures have already turned. It's over. I can't waste any more time. I need to find Theodore before that dragon does. Looks like it's found me. This thing's turned as well. This isn't going to be easy. Too slow. Clive? Theodore, you had me worried for... We have to get you out of here.
I think it might be a little too late for that. Bearer or no, there's only so much ether a man can take, and that Drake just wouldn't let me leave. You have my thanks, Sid, for finishing what I could not. For keeping Elle's dream.
Theodore! Don't make me do this.
Stop it, Theo! Stop!
Stay back, Eloise! He's turned. And so will you!
Elle.
Theodore.
Take care of my sister.
Theodore, wait.
Goodbye, Elle.
Thank you, Clive. I think I'll be all right now.
That was true bravery he showed. Leading the dragon away from the village like that. His first instinct was always to protect people.
And now he's... because I sent...
It wasn't he was ready to do whatever it took to show you he could stand on it.
to live my...
What exactly? You once told me Theo was...
We grew up in Canva, and I had my father's head for figures, you see. Theo, a late bloomer. For unlike most bearers, it wasn't until his 15th summer my parents tried to drive him out of the house and into the care of the constables. But before they could...
Theo told me so. He clearly admired your devotion, but just as you...
I would be lying if I said how much easier my life might have been and devoted myself to the But I have never. Being with my brother meant more to... I only had to look at him to remind myself of that night and the choice I made. He was never a burden, if anything.
You weren't, Ella, that he had always been grateful, and that he wanted to repay you. Neither you nor Theo weighed each other down. You did whatever was necessary, and you always would.
You're right. It was so... Oh, Theo. I know Theo wanted me to move. We can make a difference here. I need nothing more. So I'll carry on doing what bringing smiles to and to Theo's. This is the life I have.
I've made a choice to continue helping you.
Thank you, Claire. Let's go on.
Ready, girl?
Think
that we'd be lucky to make it out alive.
Really? It's as bad as that?
Oh, aye. There's trouble up ahead. And too much of it for us to handle.
I take it there's danger on the road.
Oh, what about this?
Oh, no doubt. Well met, friend. My brother and I have been tasked...
How does a merchant...
Oh, the man's a coward.
He sent the two of us to fetch it, but it's got...
My brother's right on all accounts.
We may have seen our share of action, true.
You, however, have the look of a man who needn't fear a band of backwater ruffians. What do you say? Will you help us?
Well, if I'm going to have to deal...
You've clearly got a fine.
We're lucky now. Hoping to make a heavy purse in Bocklad. Reckon he won't be forking over the rest of our fee if we don't find...
All right.
Nope. You just put an end to those bandits and point...
I'm not sure I trust those two. But if there are bandits lying in wait, I should probably take care of them. Getting all of this out of here will be a nightmare.
Seems we've found ourselves the right man for the job, wouldn't you say?
Found the cart and didn't leave a single bastard breathing. Our merchant friend will be delighted.
And how exactly will he be getting his goods out of here?
You leave that to us. After all, it'd be wrong to make such a fine warrior haul cabbages to market.
You've done your part. And that's all you need to worry about. It's been a pleasure.
There's no need to be so rude, brother. What if we want his help again next time?
Lord Rosfield, is there aught the Undying might assist you with this day?
Perhaps. My brother said that your order was helping him with his quest to uncover Ultima's origins. Have you learned anything of note since last we spoke?
Little and less, I regret to report.
I see.
Be assured, however, that even now, our archaeologians scour ruins in every corner.
Fallen ruins, I take it.
Indeed. Ultima's thralls are oft sighted among the remnants of the... as if protect.
Secrets.
Mayhap it would please you to...
Would that be possible?
Of course. Perchance you are familiar with... I was due to visit my colleagues there, if you would consent to do so in my stead.
All right.
They will be... Might I suggest you take... It will lead you straight to the...
Thank you.
I wish you a safe journey.
It's kind of you to take an interest in the Undying's affairs, brother.
I can't have you all keeping secrets from me, can I?
Is that blade for hire, perchance?
Figuratively.
Well, a passing caravan carried with it a rumor most fortuitous for one in my trade, that an elder Dread Evis had... Dread Evis are aggressive beasts, compelled as they...
Do you want...
Eventually, yes. Though I would have it, Dread Evis skin is a rare thing indeed. But the worked hide of a well... Bring me that beast's skin.
All right.
Of course you will. Leave Tabor through the east gate, but take the path that branches. I eagerly await your safe, and above all, triumph.
Careful how you pack that leather. Any creases or scratches will...
You! Finally.
Is something wrong?
At the university, the students would...
The university?
A specialist in ancient cult. In my heyday, no obstacle could have kept me. The answers I seek, would you to an old man?
Climb the
and memorize some... The three of them, to be precise. I'm here in the hope that those can't, namely...
I can't promise I'll
remember what you can. I'll...
How are those new boots treating you?
That Cyril fellow's an odd fish, don't you think?
No history would be complete without mention of the mother crystals.
How it was.
So it's these stones to Canva, and the rest of the boxes to Galman.
Not a scratch on them.
What golden plains might the wanderers have called home, I wonder?
Here's the scraps you're after.
Farmers must have settled here in Tabor. I should speak to the old scholar before I forget everything I've read. The engravings were in good repair.
Oh, what? Come, don't tease me. Let's stop.
Guardians of the... I'm pretty sure...
Fascinating. But, whatever could...
Wanderers of the Golden Plain, or...
No doubt you're right. There are vestiges... This is...
Children of the... That's all three?
And so, we add 3 engravings. Guardians of the Mother Crystal. One little wonder it was so difficult to trace the route. Nonetheless, one cannot help but one.
Too many stairs. Oh, no. You'll pay for this. There may still be survivors.
All the more reason to rid this place of echoes.
Whatever that thing is, say it's their leader.
I failed. Whatever that thing is, I'd say it's their leader.
Another down!
Should have stayed in the past. These must be Cyril's colleagues.
You have our thanks, stranger.
Who are you?
Ah, forgive me, my lord. I did not recognize you. You are Lord Rosfield, are you not? We are archaeologians, tasked with surveying this site. When the echoes appeared, our brothers here occupied their attentions. Thanks to them, and to you, we were, for a mercy, able to see our duty to its conclusion.
You call that a mercy? Your brothers might still be alive if you put their safety before your duty. Surely this survey wasn't worth dying for.
We are charged with uncovering Ultima's origins. A duty of the highest import, as I'm sure you will agree.
And you think your dead brothers would agree with you too?
I know they would. They gave their lives for the cause, an honor to which all Undying aspire. Now, to what do we owe the honor of... your presence, Lord Marquis?
Cyril told me of your work here, and I agreed to collect your findings in his stead.
I see. That is most kind. Pray, take them. May the firebird's flame...
It's one thing to lay down your life for another, but for a survey...
Forgive them, Clive. The Undying live by a very different creed, and nothing we say will change that. Come. Let us deliver their findings to Cyril, that their deaths might not be in vain.
He may be, but it looks like there's still plenty of fight in him yet. Nice try. Ugh. This thing reeks. The sooner it's off my hands, the better.
Everything is back the way it was.
Take that, you not...
Clive! To what do I owe the pleasure? I just wanted to see how the town's been faring since you brought everyone together. Since we brought everyone together, all is absolutely wonderful. Conrad and Natalie's hands remain safely away from each other's throats and firmly at the helm. Our stores are full, and the bandits still too disorganized to raid them. Just as the good Lady Jane and Lord Underhill intended.
Are you a lord? Lubor's going to be one too. They're going to make him the Lord of Dalamil. Because of how he stopped all...
It's the mayor of Dalamil, dear child. But if the people wish me to lead them, I shall. And my first act will be to build a school so that menaces like you two learn not to interrupt your elders. Speaking of menaces, there may be a rather worrying one just... May there indeed. I'm afraid the example Conrad and Natalie set in putting aside that... And they have formed what one could call... And they grow more...
We'll fight them all off just like last time, won't we, Lubor?
Of course we will. If we continue, the longer we avoid facing this one, the more difficult it will be. Our best hope is to, by finding those ne'er-do-wells who have yet to join... Perhaps a certain Lord Underhill? How could I... Victor will... I have him stationed by the desert gate, receiving and I'll go and speak.
What's the difference between a lord and a mayor?
A league of outlaws.
Sounds like we have some competition. Still in Dalamil, Victor?
Ah, Sid.
I thought you'd have returned to Cosnis by now.
I did. Then I came back. I've developed something of a fondness for the place. And having worked so hard to see it saved from one fate, it would seem remiss to abandon it to another. A sentiment Master Lubor certainly isn't shy.
You're not the only...
What?
He asked for my aid, and he said that you might be able to...
Then you've come at just the right time. There are more camps in the vicinity than we can say, but we must strike together, and we must strike soon.
All right.
There's one upriver.
Leave it with me.